Good morning. My name is Brett Chamberlain. I'm with Southern Legacy Building Group here in Houston, Texas. I've decided to start a blog, or I guess it's called a vlog, something new to me, just to kind of be able to put on our website and also on YouTube and give some people some insight on some things when they are considering building a house, whether it be the customer or maybe another builder, just some tips to kind of help things along in your process. We're down here in Bunker Hill, Texas right now, or Bunker Hill Village of Houston, Texas. And we've got a house that's about to be started, and we have, sorry, there's a call coming in from a solicitor. We have already torn a home down, and we have poured the foundation for a new one. What I'm going to show you is a couple things that we've done planning wise, as far as the lot goes, to help the construction process go a little smoother, as well as some things we've done with the customer on the home to show you how planning can allow you to do a few things and it will turn out better in the end. The first thing I want to show you is the lot. Obviously we've got the foundation poured. We've got a green fence, protective fence, all the way around the property. This fence is required here in this area. We don't typically do it, but I tell you, it might be something that we do on a go-forward basis. It really does keep your job a little bit private. I think it helps with a little bit of security, as well as it helps keep it a little bit cleaner, appearance-wise, to the neighbors in the subdivision. The other thing we've done is, as we tore out the old house and the old driveway, we have left the intern of the existing driveway. What this will do is help us keep our streets a little bit cleaner. It will also allow us to lay material here or park here without getting mud all over our vehicles. You also see here, this is something that's a planning deal. There's a bunch of crushed rock. What that rock is there's a subgrade detainage system here on this site that's also required here in this neighborhood, and that's not the norm. But what we've done is we've have a parking area over here, and what we're going to use it for is where we deliver our material. It's a finer grade rock than this area over here. Both of these rocks meet the specifications of what is needed for the subgrade drainage. What we will do come time to put our driveway in with our permeable pavers is we will take this rock from over here and transfer it over here. That way we're not paying for the material twice. We'll be able to clean it a little bit and reuse it. What that will do is allow us to have good parking over here for our vehicles. They'll all be able to come in and park when they're working for the day to keep them off the street. Our material will set over here. It's a nice, wide, easy area for a spider to get into to drop the material. It'll keep the material cleaner sitting on this rock than it will the actual dirt. Now again, this isn't something we typically do, but it is also required by this city, if you will. Now we're going to go over here to the slab. And I'm going to show you a couple things we've done over here. You'll notice currently that this slab has water sitting all in it. And it looks kind of a really irregular shape. It's just a different appearance than anything that you've probably seen, and it's holding water. Now we will obviously shovel or drain all the water out of this. What this is, though, is this is the area where the client intends to put wood floors. It's in the kitchen, it's in the living area, it's in the master bedroom, it's in the entry, and 2 bedrooms on either side of the entry. Now, first thing a lot of people will say is, why? I cannot believe you're putting wood floors in the kitchen. That's just asking for a mistake, a disaster, a big problem if you ever have something bust. Well, that's not really true, because there's 2 things we've done. One is the client is going to use a real wood floor, job finished wood floor. What that'll allow us to do is we will come in here and we've sunk this slab 2 1/4 inches. That will allow us to come in and put plywood down on the floor, and then we will put our wood floor, which is a solid 3/4 inch plank of wood, on top of it. If there ever is a problem in the house and the wood floor needs to be replaced, whether it be now or 25 years down the road, these people who hopefully will still be living in this home, they'll be able to just replace the board or the 3 boards or the room that got damaged. They won't have to replace the whole house. They also don't have to worry about matching, because it is a raw wood. It is a native tree that gets grown here in the United States. God keeps making them, and we'll be able to keep using them. We'll take that wood and sand it down to a raw finish, stain it whatever stain color is going to be on the rest of the floor until it matches, and we're good to go. If they ever decide in the future they want to change the looks of their wood floors, they can sand the whole house, restain, refinish it, and have completely new looking floors at a fraction of the cost it would take to tear up and replace. We've had many jobs where we've gone in and they have a wood floor that's existing and they want to add another room, or they've got a damaged piece and they want to replace it. You can't find it if it's an engineered wood floor. They don't make it anymore. That's just the nature of the beast. Those runs are no longer made. They've either changed the name, they've tweaked the color, they've tweaked the species, something of the width, maybe the texture, gone from a hand scrape to a smooth, or vice versa. So this will allow us to really save money in the long run, as well as have all kind of options. Now, as far as damage, it's also a lot less likely to get damaged, because as you can see right now, this water is setting in this cavity. This cavity will have plywood down in it, but it won't be solid. It will have some gaps in there. If water was to ever leak in your kitchen, the water is going to go down into the gap. It's not going to go down and sit on your floor. It might sit on the plywood, but the plywood will absorb some of the moisture and let it re-evaporate into the air through the air conditioning system, which is pulling humidity out of the house on a consistent basis as long as you have it running. So it's really not the damaging effects, the fear that people have. And the reason people have that is because they're not familiar with this type of floor, and they don't know about it. It does cost a little more up front, probably on average somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 to $8 a square foot, depending on what you go with. These job finish wood floors can get pretty exotic and get real expensive, but you can get one installed for somewhere in the neighborhood of $9 a square foot in today's market, which is 2017. That's a low end, going to be a pretty plain Jane floor, but on average it's about $12 a square foot installed. A engineered wood floor is going to cost you about $3.50 per square foot for labor, and your wood floor material is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 a square foot. So that puts you at $7.50. So you can do the math and figure out how much more it is. Yes, it's substantial, but in the long run, if you have a dog that might scratch it, kids that may damage it, you can just come in and sand it, refinish it, good as new, and that's a whole lot less money than pulling it up and then spending the $7.50 again to relay it. To pull it up is probably going to run you somewhere between $2 and $2.50 a square foot to have it removed. So you can do the math there as well. So anyway, these are a couple things we wanted to show you today on our first vlog before we get going on this home. We are starting framing here in a couple days. We've had an unprecedented amount of rain, which has really held up our crew on the job they are on before they get started on this one. That has given us the opportunity to do this little video and kind of show you what we're looking at. If you have any questions, please find us on Facebook, Southern Legacy Building Group, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions for you. Thank you.